Okay, hey everybody. Thank Dorothy that we're recording because I had forgotten. But we didn't get very far, so all we did was leave our cover page and come to our little We're Friends Together. I was just saying that I really liked Jan's last week, and I really wanted to do something, but I hate, one of the things I hate the most is talking about myself, so I still haven't worked up to that yet. I'm going to make myself do that one week. But what I'm going to pick is this week I had fun when I am finally making a turn in my golf swing. I have something duplicatable now, and I am knocking that ball a mile down the middle every time. I am thrilled. I'm getting ready to give people some trouble out there.
Good for you. That's great.
Yeah, I am. I'm excited because that's a man's game, you know?
Uh-huh.
I'm on it. I told Tony now we got to play some tournaments. I'm ready for tournament play now. That's what I had fun at. Who's going next?
Let's see. I guess I can go.
Go ahead.
What is on my heart and what I want to share is I finally took control again with my eating, and I feel really good about it. So,
yay!
It's about time. I fell off the wagon for too long.
Yeah.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it is a journey.
It is. It is.
You know, Rhonda asked in the room about people who had lost their weight and maintained, and she'd really like to get that feedback from people. I always feel necessary to respond when somebody asks me a question, but it's a little hard for me. She actually became the coach when we got into this conversation because I ended up talking about me. And she actually drew things out of me that I didn't realize I had done to myself. And one of the things that I say to myself is, if I never lost the rest of this weight, I could be happy. Dorothy's heard me say that. I'd be happy where I'm at. And what a defeating comment is that? So, and then what made me bring that conversation up. So I'm not saying that anymore, and I don't believe it anymore. So I can move on to the next phase of my life if that was what was holding me up. What Rhonda said to me that struck a chord is she said, "Yeah, you are the example of that. It's a journey."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that touched my heart, and you know, it did make a difference for me. I feel much better about what I'm doing, and I don't feel so stuck anymore.
Good.
You know, it is a journey. It's you know, I had lost 70 pounds, and then went in to see my doctor and scared him to death, and he told me that I didn't need to be no skinny woman and that I needed to stop and take shape for life. Was told me, no, you do. Anyway, and so I lost another 20 pounds after the doctor told me to stop, and I have for the last 5 years been losing and gaining that 20 pounds over and over again. So I have maintained, okay, 20 pounds, and that's the part where Rhonda's made that point of you are the example that it is a journey, and I thought it was worth the conversation. I like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Want to go, Jan?
Oh, don't fight over it.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Something that I learned this week that I'd like to share.
Cool.
And that is, you really do not know the influence that you have on other people. You don't realize it, you know, until somebody brings something to your attention. You know, you go through your life and you think you're treading water, and you have your own trials and tribulations, and you win some and you lose some, and you just don't, you know, you think you're just plugging. But until somebody else brings it to your attention, you really don't know what influence you have on other people. And that was brought to my attention this week.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's real profound too.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And, you know, it's for everybody. Everybody, you know, you really do have that influence that you don't realize you have.
Mm-hmm.
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 And, you know, it's for everybody. Everybody, you know, you really do have that influence that you don't realize you have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I suspect there's people who have been impacted both good and bad from
Yeah.
you that you were never aware of, that it happened totally out of your awareness. Yeah, that's really good. I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's making me think. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm going to share something. It is that all the while my mother has been ill, and in between the challenges, I thought that I was doing very well. I was eating at the hospital and I was eating at the nursing home with her, and I thought that I was picking and choosing wisely, and I was keeping my weight down, and my scale was telling me I was keeping my weight down. And I don't know if you remember, but way back in one of the challenges, I had a problem with my scale. They told me, take the battery out, turn it upside down, and it's fixed. Well, come to find out, I happened to be in a doctor's office, and my scale is 6 pounds off. I'm 6 pounds heavier than I want to be. Not only with the little bit that I had gained, but 6 pounds heavier. So, I'm not going to get my scale fixed until after the challenge, but I am, well, I can't, because that will mess it up. But it's going to have to be fixed because it is 6 pounds, and not in a good way, and not in a good way. And I'm maintaining what was bad. So,
We're an example.
I've lost 3 pounds. But it's 3 pounds that I never knew I had to lose.
See that? Yeah.
I have been picking the maintain, because I could still lose, 5.99%, and I was right there on the edge every time with the challenge of where I can make it not go over the 6% if I didn't want to. So it was Beverly and Peace, right, that we're talking about. Like, somebody challenged Beverly and she signed up for the 4%. And I had been thinking about signing up for the 4%, and so I did. And I have never not been successful in a challenge. So it's really, yeah. So we got a challenge going on in the room, and I do believe I'm going to make it, but I won't know until the time. I mean, I'm just a little bit over 2%, but this is the third week, and I'm in the groove now. The first couple of weeks, it was really, am I going to do this? So far, I'm doing it.
Good.
Dana, you want to join us in our little here?
Yes, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
A little worse for wear and tear, but that's okay.
I know. I'm surprised you made it. Lisa came in for a little while, but she's sick too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I don't know if I'll check out or not because I'm getting tired. But I wound up meeting with some, new friends. They're actually friends of my boyfriend's on a Saturday night. And I don't know what got us into, I know what it was. I was eating my burger with just lettuce and tomato, but no, I didn't know, nothing else. It was all veggies and stuff. And we got to talking about weight loss and that it's really, it's an incredibly hard journey, that everywhere you turn around, there's so many temptations. And it was really neat. And I found that they were very interested in, improving their life. I think this is something that so many people want to do, and it's hard. It's just really hard. And I don't think, I know we appreciate it as we're battling in our challenges, but it's definitely something that the more I think about it, it's like, this is the only way to go. I got to get healthy. I don't care about getting skinny anymore. I don't care about what I look like. I care about feeling good. I care about being able to walk up a flight of steps or, that sort of thing. That's what's important anymore.
Now that's where success comes from right there, are the results that you're looking for. If you're looking for permanent results in terms of your health, you've seen yourself in the last 10 years of your life the way you are, and it's not what's in your future if you don't fix it, and there's no time like the present.
Exactly.
Those are the people who do this. It might take lot longer than some people take, but that's you can't compare. There is no comparison. You take as long as you need to, but you never lose focus of why you're doing it, because as long as it's that important, you'll eventually get there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
It also does help to surround yourself with people that support that.
That are trying to do the same thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a guy on one of the calls that just totally left me a changed person too. And he was a man that was approaching 400 pounds.
Whoa.
And one of the health coaches that Dorothy and I both know, she was in the restaurant and she saw him sitting at the table, and she got up and she walked over and sat down at the table in front of him and told him, he said, you're going to die unless you let me help you.
Oh, wow.
You're going to die unless you let me help you. And I want to help you. And she sat there and talked to him for about 30 minutes, left her card. And he went, well, he's a health coach. And he decided to do the health coach and the weight loss at the same time.
Wow.
So the reason he was talking to us is because he said to us that, I haven't helped anybody yet. I'm still getting help. I'm only 60 days in the program. And you talking about being, I forget what word he used, but he means about people being rude to him and him not letting this interfere with what he's set out to accomplish. He said, but I understand why they're doing that, because they're looking at me and I say to you, let me help you get healthy. I'm a health coach who takes Shape for Life. He said, you see the look wash their body of, hey, do something about yourself first, And that's what we're all doing. We're in here doing something for ourselves. And because of that, you actually have now impacted somebody you had dinner with in a very positive way. They're going to go home and they're going to start the conversation amongst them. And that's the feeling that health coaches get every time they help somebody. Doesn't it feel great when you know somebody actually heard you?
Yeah, yeah.
I heard it in your voice when you were telling the story. That was great. So I'm in here working without my glasses. Why, I don't know. But let's go ahead and put this up in its big form. I haven't done that yet. So this is also touching, I'm telling you. The results you achieve will be in direct proportion to the effort that you apply. The team is doing excellent. I mean, we're in 5th place, but you have to, and I'm taking nothing away from all of these people who are here. Our competitors, she almost didn't have enough people to be a team. She made it to 10. But if you look at the people who are in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and us in 5th place, we have the most people. So obviously it's going to be harder for us to get all our points than it is for somebody who has 2. And the very first challenge for those people who are new, if you're watching this tomorrow, in the first challenge, if you didn't have the minimum of 10 in your room, you weren't a team. So if you take that into consideration, we're in 2nd again. We have finished in 2nd. So that means 19 people out of 2,659 challengers. We're doing awesome, getting our points. 5th place is great. And I just wanted to thank everybody for showing up and doing this. There are 215 teams. That's why I have this one over here to show you how many teams there are. Right after we finish here tonight, you have that live huddle with the leadership. And Marsha, I will put it back in the, actually, wherever I put it in there last time, it's the same link. It's the same link. I'll go in and look for it and move it up for you. But yeah, that's right after this. It starts at 8:30.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody's posted a recipe, but there's recipes that have been used in the challenge where people are trying to get points. And it's located on the challenge wall. And it's where it says other resources. These are really 2 great recipes, but you can also take a picture of something that you've cooked and post it. And the Meltdown Challenge team is going to add 25 points to your
Oh.
Yeah, it's a way to get points. What, Dorothy?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
That's why I'm letting you know. I'm going to be, I'm going to be taking pictures of my meals.
I had shrimp stir fry the other night, and that would have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they pick somebody to win. Somebody's whatever it is they posted gets picked. But isn't that a great little contest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And now the picture, the selfie, if you're sweaty and you know it, take a picture of yourself working out. One winner will be randomly chosen and receive $25 cash. That's the one going on this week. I got a little video here I'm going to play for you. Do you think these two are the same size?
Yes.
Everybody does, right?
No.
No, yeah, I do.
Do you think they look like the same size?
No.
Oh, make sure you can hear it.
What have you done?
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. I thought they were different sizes.
No. Optical illusion.
Damn. Crazy. Wow.
Wow.
Is that wow?
Something. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So now I'm going to get this off here so it doesn't try to talk. Get back to my PowerPoint. Okay. Let's go to the next page. There we go. That's a nice one. In the illusion, it clearly appears they are not the same size until one is placed on top of the other. You know how we're always talking about evolution and that food is so readily available to us, and we were a hunter-gatherer where our food was sparse and in between, and because of the way we're wired, that's the reason that we have one of the problems with obesity is because now food is in abundance and that hunter-gatherer mentality is still going on. Well, this is about why we see something that is the same, we see them as being different. This might be a curiosity except for the fact that this mirrors the way our mind is wired. We are always looking at things around us in relation to others. We compare cars, we compare vacations, we compare jobs, we compare homes. We are always comparing, and it's because of that illusion that our brain is wired, that we are comparing. It's wired in our system. Our attitudes are also wired, our emotions are wired, our point of view is wired. We are always comparing. We are predictable. So how many times I think, and listen, when I learned this was great. This was a great lesson that I learned in this class. And they talk about when you walk into, let's say, to buy a TV, you'll see a TV here, this size for this price, equipped with that. You'll have another one here, and then you'll have another one here. And you'll look at all three of those, and then you will make a decision compared to the other two and marketing works on that. They depend on us to react to that comparing principle. So as you're going through your day, and I know that I compared myself to when I was little, I compared myself to when I was big. So I think it's a natural thing, but I think if you look at it as instead of entertainment, but literally as a way that we operate and start looking at it in our everyday life, And instead of comparing things and making a decision, maybe we should just take the intellectual approach. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you know your brain is wired wrong to begin with. One thing is not cooperating here. There we go. Let's do our Beyond Your Biology. This week is about rest and sleep. Yeah, right there. We have meditation left in this grouping. Then we have the nutrient complements, which is great. It's all about supplements.
Oh.
And then we're done. We will have completed the entire Rewrite Your Future is a really good ending to this. So we will have completed the whole course together. Do you want me to wake you up? Is that what you want? Yeah. Okay. Let me wake Tony up. He's somewhere here. I took him off. And mute audio. And there, he'll be asked. Okay, so here we go.
Good rest and sleep are essential components of a healthy lifestyle. It is surprising and distressing how many people in our culture report not getting good sleep or not being able to rest. And it's both not getting enough sleep in terms of quantity and not getting good sleep in terms of quality. And I think this has become so common today. I mean, one way you can gauge this is by the incredible sales of sleep medications, both prescription and over-the-counter. I also think there are probably many reasons that can account for poor sleep. When I have a patient who tells me that they're not sleeping well, I always take a careful history. I mean, some common reasons are excess use of caffeine and other stimulants, even early in the day, that these can disturb nighttime sleep. Another common one is pain, that either there's pain in the joints or muscles when you get into bed that interfere with sleep. A very common one is not being able to shut off the mind, that people have thoughts racing and they can't detach from that. I think some of it can be the environment in which people sleep. This all falls under the heading of sleep hygiene. It can be an uncomfortable mattress, it can be too much light in the bedroom, it can be external noise. I mean, all of those factors can play into it. It's necessary to take a really careful sleep history from people to look at what can be modified. For people who can't turn off the mind, I think that this is a perfect reason to suggest meditation or some kind of meditation practice, as well as to focus on the relaxing breath where you turn your attention to your breathing rather than your thoughts. I think it's good to sleep in complete darkness. I think it is good to detach from external sources of stimulation. I think that paying attention to email and text, for example, late in the evening, this is often I think a very bad input to the nervous system. As I said, reducing consumption of caffeine and other stimulants. There are natural sleep aids that I think can be useful. I would caution people that really all of the sleep medications, both the prescription and over-the-counter, do not reproduce natural sleep. Almost all of them suppress dreaming, which I think is an essential component of good sleep and rest. Many of them are addictive, and they're very hard kinds of addictions to break. Some of them interfere with cognitive function. Some of them may have other, very serious undesirable effects on the nervous system. So I think it's best to avoid those, except in, particular situations such as a death in the family or, overseas travel, where using one of these things for a few nights in a row may be useful. But there are some natural sleep aids, and of the ones that I commonly recommend, the two that I'm most favorable towards are the herb valerian, which has been used for centuries in the European tradition as a safe sedative, easily available in health food stores. And the other is melatonin, a neurotransmitter that's perfectly safe. And I think both of these can be experimented with to see if you need a sleep aid. There is a wide range in variability in how much sleep people need. I think the average is that people need 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Some research now shows that sleeping 7 hours may actually be associated with better health than sleeping 8 hours. But, I know a few people that sleep 4 hours a night, and that's what they need. They don't need any more than that. I mean, in some ways I envy them that they've got more waking time to do things. On the other hand, I really love to sleep, and I enjoy my sleep. And there are occasional people I meet who seem to need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So I think that's something you have to figure out for yourself. But for many people, I think circumstances prevent them from getting the amount of sleep they need, and that can be everything from demands of job pressure, of having a baby in the family. I mean, there are all sorts of reasons why people may not be able to get adequate sleep. But I'm afraid this is kind of a very common pattern in today's society, especially in city dwellers, that our modern lifestyle, and especially with all of the information overload and media input and electronic stimulation that we're subject to, I think all of this undermines good habits of sleep and rest. There is also a lot of medical evidence that taking naps is a healthy practice. I always had resisted this in my own life because if I fell asleep in the afternoon, usually I woke up feeling really groggy and not well. But I think that, and I also would feel guilty about falling asleep in the middle of the day. But I do think that allowing yourself to take a nap, say 15 to 20 minutes in the afternoon, that this is, I think, can be a very healthy practice, that you can wake up feeling refreshed and it makes nighttime sleep good. I don't know that there's one ideal sleep routine. I think it is good to prepare for sleep by reducing external stimulation. Part of that may be exposing yourself to dim light in the hour before you go to sleep rather than bright light. I think that's very helpful. I don't know that it's a good idea to be watching television, or especially things that might be anxiety provoking or exciting. It's probably not great to eat too close to bedtime. Taking a warm bath, I think, can be helpful for many people. Having a dark bedroom that you can get into and a comfortable bed, I think these are very useful. When I get into bed at night, I sort of tense and relax my muscles, and then I do my breathing routine. I do some deep breathing and then my 4-7-8 relaxing breath, and I usually go right out.
Both deep sleep and restful alertness are a return to non-local awareness. So that's baseline awareness, consciousness, without any significant thought activity or dream activity. Deep sleep is beyond dream state, and it produces similar effects to restful alertness, which is meditation. In fact, the two are indispensable. You need actually 8 hours of good sleep, of which a significant amount has to be deep sleep. Although every hour we also have the dream state, which is about 10 to 15 minutes every hour. But if you don't get a total of 8 hours of sleep, or at least 7.5 hours of sleep, there's now evidence that interferes with self-repair mechanisms, that interferes with the clearing of toxins from your body, also from your brain, interferes with the removal or flushing out of amyloid. Now there's research that shows that lack of sleep is a very high risk factor, if not the most important risk factor for Alzheimer's, and also premature aging, and also actually premature death, lack of sleep. The effects of lack of sleep vary from just being fatigued to being irritable to being reactive and being stressed, to significant effects, which are inflammation, high propensity for disease. During sleep also there's activation of certain hormones that regulate our appetite. So lack of sleep can cause disruption in these hormones that are known as ghrelin and leptin, which increases cortisol and causes what is called belly fat, and then the belly fat in turn can become an endocrine organ, like a hormonal organ, and it can mess up your steroid circulation. So lack of sleep is a big risk factor for obesity, diabetes, and what is called metabolic syndrome. You can think of any disease, and lack of sleep could be correlated with that. Now, the other thing that can be used to maximize the benefits of sleep is restful alertness, which is the experience we have in meditation. It's the same effect metabolically. Sometimes if you have good sleep, then the effects of meditation are very powerful because your metabolic rate can go down even further, and you can get a lot of rest from just the experience of meditation. But meditation is not a substitute for sleep, and sleep is not a substitute for meditation. You need both restful alertness and restful sleep.
Is that what?
The new prescription. Want the list?
All right. Now, any comments, any on that tonight?
Well, I'm not going to comment on this particular one, but I have really noticed a difference with my breathing if I start with an exhale. You know, they have that thing where they want you to inhale and exhale 10 times. And I actually can do it better if I exhale first.
I know.
I couldn't believe that there would be a difference, but there is, because then you can take
Let's
that
just come out, let me
next
check.
breath deeper.
You know, one of the things that I hear over and over again is when you exhale, inhale is going to happen naturally. And that goes right along with what he's saying. So let's go to go ahead, Dorothy, did you have some more?
I was just going to say, it just seems as though I'm able to expand my lungs better when I push all that air out first.
Has anybody else tried that? Exhale
have.
first?
I have. I think it works better.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is it for tonight. I'm going to do our success story, and then we'll pop off. I'll get that link posted. Do it.
I wanted to share something with you that has become very dear to me and my family. I recently went through a journey that has literally changed my life and my view of life. At first, it was just about wanting to lose weight so I didn't have to continue buying bigger clothes and so I could have more energy. But it quickly became so much more than that. I was introduced to Take Shape for Life by my health coach, who provided me with encouragement and moral support. This was key to me because through this journey, I realized how heavily I relied on food as my comfort, my stress release, and as a central focus in my life. I was on a dangerous path. My cholesterol was high, I was always exhausted and tired and attributed it to sleep deprivation, and I realized that I was a closet binger and was addicted to food. However, as I started this program, I learned that food doesn't have to be my go-to for anything other than nourishment and fueling my body. I have learned to find outlets in other ways and to let go of stresses that I didn't realize were part of my life. I felt like I was walking in a fog before. I was irritable and unsatisfied, but now I have my life back. I have lost more than 50 pounds and I feel like a new woman. I now am able to enjoy everyday life with my husband and kids in our family fun outdoor excursions without any physical limitations and with so much more energy and clarity of mind. I have more energy than I've ever had in my life. I am still on my journey to creating health and losing weight, and my cholesterol has dropped to a normal level thanks to Take Shape for Life. Take Shape for Life has changed my life. Now, I am free to be confident in who I am. I'm free to live passionately, and I have freedom through my habits of health.
All right.
That was good.
Now, there's so many of them out there, you know. it's like I'm never going to run out of them, and I enjoy every one of them. I see so many that you guys don't see because I go through them and I'm looking for the best one I can find for that night. Yeah, I love those stories. I'm glad that people. I didn't do a video or anything when I was losing my way at all. I could probably go. I did do a video of remember all those people who lost weight? We had here in the community somewhere like 3,000 pounds lost. And we did a video with all of those people in that video. So that's the closest, and that's too long to share. That was done. That was something that was done here so we could share it in the community with all the people who had done so well. But it's like I'll post it. It's like a 45-minute video. Anybody that wants to watch it, you can. Yeah, and that happened right here at the Cove. The people who live here. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming. I'm going to get that link posted. Dina, you should probably watch that recorded, honey, and get your rest.
I'm getting to bed.
Yeah, it will be there tomorrow, and you'll see the comments of whether it was worth watching or not. All of them have been so far. But thank you for coming, and I hope all of those that get to watch it tomorrow enjoy it. Good night, everyone.
Good
Night.
So long.